Cheers, Muses. I'm Erica Papillon-Posey, and welcome to another episode of Suits Souls by EPP, where I inspire you toward your style muse with timeless, classic, prim looks from my boudoir, as well as some content to assist you in your best lifestyle. And as a quick reminder, please hang out until the end for the mini photo shoot that I provide for you at the conclusion of this episode. And in this episode, I want you to settle in, grab your favorite drink or snack, put the kids away, because this is going to be a long one. This video, I want you to be able to save, put away, and reference for a later or future date, because I promise you there will be information in this video that you can use throughout the rest of your life, especially knowing the demographic that I know watches this channel. So today's topics are going to be about health, fitness, and athleisure wear, athletic wear for every body type. We are getting ready to create a new you. So let's get started. The very first topic that I would like to address with you today is health, healthcare, lack of healthcare coverage, we should say, particularly for those in disenfranchised communities like the Black community can often be. It is very important, of course, that we have healthcare. I am painfully, acutely aware of the socioeconomic conditions that many of us face in our communities that prevent us from obtaining health care. Of course, we have the ACA, aka Obamacare, but oftentimes that is still too expensive or not available for many of us. But I still want you to check it out, because oftentimes many of us qualify now and we're just not aware that we do qualify. So that's the first thing. I want you to ensure that you have proper health care coverage using the ACA, which is available to everyone right now. Some of the other things that I want to address in terms of the healthcare disparities in our communities is the rates of prostate cancer in our men, the rates of birthing defects, the rates of birthing problems that lead to death where African American women are concerned. I also want to address the underdiagnosis of many of our illnesses, the us being under-medicated, us being under-treated in many, many instances. And this is just not happening with those of us that come from those disenfranchised communities. This is actually, there are many examples out there of middle class, upper middle class, and even more wealthier, affluent African Americans that have gone to seek medical help and really received the worst of care. This video would be even longer if I went into the history of us being experimented on where medical and healthcare issues are concerned. Maybe we can address it later, but for now, know that that problem exists and that it has a long line, a long lineage, a long historical lineage of being problematic for our people first and foremost. We also have higher rates of multiple myeloma. I have experienced it in my own family directly. We also have higher rates of diabetes, hypertension, stroke, heart attack. Again, oftentimes when we go to the hospital or to seek medical advice or attention, we are sent away without being properly diagnosed and or treated and just say, oh, take this little pill, I'll call you in the morning. Or your symptoms being completely overlooked and dismissed. So that really is some of the first things that I would like to address. I'm aware of those problems. I'm aware of those disparities. So we want to make sure that you are healthy and that you are whole at all costs. Now, where health insurance and health care is concerned, you have to pay now or you're going to pay later. I will repeat, you must pay now, meaning you need to have health care coverage, or you're going to pay later when you are sick and you are ailing, and the monies that you do have that you're probably wanting to leave to your legacies, meaning your children, your grandchildren, are being absorbed or sucked up by your health care because you didn't have health care coverage in the first place. So keep that in the fore. Super important. The next thing that I want to address with you is healthier food options and eating. Again, this is another huge problem in the Black community in particular. I'm aware that there is a overweight and obesity problem in the United States across the board, but particularly so in the Black community. Now, as someone who travels abroad quite often, quite a lot, we do not have the benefit of being looked after by our government where food is concerned the way other countries do. For instance, I can go to Europe and I can eat plenty things like tomatoes, like cheeses, like breads, ice creams, things like that in other countries and not gain a pound. But in the United States, I am adamant, I am explicit about staying away from these things, though I love them. I love bread. I'm a big girl. I have big girl tendencies. I love food. As someone who was reared in the bowels of Louisiana and the bowels of the bayou, I love me some food, especially, you know, in the South, you showed your love through food. I mean, food is just a part of the fabric and the culture. And, you know, it's just how you commune with one another. And so I get it. I understand. But I have trained myself for years to just know that when I am here in the United States, I cannot eat certain things because simply of how the food is prepared. And it is often prepared to our detriment. So we have to be mindful of it. And you can mitigate some of the ways in which our government is really thwarting our efforts to stay healthy naturally, the way other countries do, like in France, like in Germany, like in Italy, where it is absolutely illegal to put or process their foods the way we process them here in the United States. So again, I want to be particular. There are preservatives, there are steroids, there are dyes and all sorts of things that are allowed for processing and for placing in our foods that are illegal in other countries, like flat out illegal. And if those countries, I don't know if you all are aware of this, in those other countries, if they want to import food into the United States, the only way that they're able to do so is by agreeing to put those same processed preservatives, steroids, you name it, in their foods. And it's crazy. I know it's counterintuitive. It's insane. But hear me well, if other countries want to import foods into the United States, they have to agree to allow those foods to be processed the way we would process them here in the United States. Why? To maintain longer shelf life, which is what we do and the reason that we do it here in the United States. So again, one of the ways that I don't even deal with it or I mitigate it is to not eat certain foods like cheese, like bread, like I keep wanting to say gelato, like ice creams, you know, the Italian version of ice cream, which again is prepared completely different in Italy than it is even prepared here in the United States. But yes, foods like that, the dairies and things like that, or everything that, you know, sugar. Sugar is as addictive as cocaine. Did you know that? Sugar can be as addicting, or if not more so, than cocaine. Don't take my word for it. None of what I am saying today should you take my word for. Look it up yourself. Do your research. This comes from years of experience, years of competing in bodybuilding and fitness, years of being a nutrition nut, and, you know, trial and error. So I really want you to have the information, be armed with the information so that you can take this into your later years and, you know, look fire going into those years. But I'm very proud of the way that I am aging. Of course, I have the same quips and hangups like many of you do, but it's just the way that I have chosen to live my life that I think keeps me looking, having a vitality and, a youthfulness that I want also naturally for all of you. So again, where food is concerned, there are basic things that you can do. If you look, I don't know any of my friends that smoke. If you have friends that smoke, if you smoke, you need to stop it right now, or I'm going to have to pay a trip to you to come and see you personally, because we're not having it. No smoking, no smoking. You are literally giving yourself a death sentence if you smoke. That's self-explanatory. No smoking, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Period. Bad carbs. We know, like I just said, bad carbs are like alcohol. Yes, alcohol. Yes, alcohol. Alcohol ages you. It sucks the moisture and again, vitality right out of your skin. Alcohol is horrible for you. I have never, that's not true. I have had an alcoholic beverage, real alcohol, twice in my life. Once when I married, and once when I was in Italy, I think I had some Prosecco. But it was only because I was pushed to do it and I wanted to kind of celebrate the fact that I was in Italy. Okay. But I do not drink. I have never drank. It has never been something I've wanted. It is not something that I even think my personality needs. I'm bubbly and lively enough as it is. I don't need the assistance. And I don't like that it alters you. There are a number of people in my family from the time that I was a small child that really helped me to know that drinking would never be for me, because I didn't like the way it alters your personality. And it was not pretty. It was not appealing, and something that I never wanted to. I never wanted to be, not have full command of my own faculties. So no alcohol. Right? And it has tons of calories and carbs associated with it. If you're going to do it, please do it in moderation. Like maybe once a week, every other week. But again, I am very strict. I don't do it at all. Don't do it. Sugar, again, sugar. We said sugar, flour. Of course, white flour, white flour, white flour. Really, if I do something with flour where desserts and things like that are concerned, I usually use coconut flour. So think about using coconut flour, if at all possible, when and if you are baking. No fried foods. Again, I just shared with you that I am from the bowels of the bayou. I know about some fried foods. Anything from the rooter to the tutor, I have been exposed to as a child being reared in Louisiana. So I get it. I understand. I cannot tell you the last time I've had anything fried. And if you want something that gives you the texture of, something being fried, I usually coat it with something like maybe a panko or something like that, and I put it in the oven. You can also do air fryers if you want that texture, but there is really no reason. I understand how it tastes. I get it. I get it. Again, if you're going to do it in moderation from time to time only, but it should not be a part of your regular lifestyle. Forget daily. Absolutely not. But it should not be in your regular normal course of eating or food offerings. No fried foods. Processed snacks. Yes. Cookies, chips, things like that. I don't do any of that either. I just don't. And I hate how yucky it makes me feel. I'd rather be tired and be, fatigued of my own volition, like the gym or something like that, than having a food substance actually alter me in that fashion. Again, it's like drugs or something. Sugar is a drug. And then we have fast foods. Is that not, come on now, fast foods. I often hear people say that because fast foods are so cheap, so inexpensive, that it's a quick, what. Well, back in the day, and again, I'm probably telling you my age, but back in the day, come on, it was commonplace to actually sit down and have a meal. It is rare that we eat out in this house. maybe once a week. And if we do, it's generally Chinese food for me, and it's generally some type of pesce, fish, and vegetables if it's Chinese, or chipotle. That's generally what we do. And I usually do the sofrita in place of any type of meat. And the sofrita is just a specially made tofu that you can get at Chipotle. It's one of the things that I wanted to share with you about fast foods. When you are in other countries, again, I have experienced this very often because I travel abroad so much. Other countries, you do not see fast food joints on every corner. You don't even see them on every other corner. And depending on where you are in the city or municipality, where you are, touristing or visiting, you'd be hard pressed to find a fast food joint. Many places that I go, specifically if you're in city centers of metropolitan areas, you're not going to find fast food. They don't do fast food the way we do in this country. They're so much healthier than us. You don't have like the McDonald's and Burger Kings, and you'd be hard pressed to find, you wouldn't find a Popeyes anywhere. I don't ever recall seeing a Popeyes in any other country that I have visited. I have seen McDonald's because, of course, they're worldwide and franchised. I have seen Burger Kings, but again, less frequently than McDonald's. And what is the chicken plate? Not Popeyes, Kentucky Fried Chicken. I have seen those in Germany sparingly, but I have definitely seen those. I've never seen a Kentucky Fried Chicken in any place in Italy or France. No, no, absolutely not. And I think it has to do, again, with how the food is, it needs to be prepared in terms of franchise requirements that are illegal for preparation in other countries. No, I have seen a McDonald's. I was performing in the south of France, 2022, and I was performing outdoors on the Mediterranean, and there was a McDonald's. There absolutely was. So yeah, that just came to mind. But yes, no fast foods, please. When I was competing, I would prepare my food for the entire week so that there was no need to look elsewhere or to grab something, quick, fast, and in a hurry. That is such a great thing to do. I know many of you have children. I know many of you are swamped with work and, activities with your kids outside of school, as well as their in-school activities. I get it. I understand. I know what you're talking about. I have experienced the same things. Water. I am so shocked and surprised and dismayed at how much we do not drink water in this country. You need water for lubrication. Every morning that I get up, I have tea, a hot tea that I brew, I steep of real tea, nothing bagged. I actually have my teas harvested for me, and I'll put the name of the company that I use in the description. But I have a specific tea blend that I use that I get, again, the teas, just loose teas, nothing in bags, prepackaged or pre-processed. These are grown fresh that I get from a distributor on Etsy. I specifically get one that is heavy in ashwagandha, mulberry, and burdock root. And I'll tell you why I use those particular teas in a moment. But water, water, water. First thing in the morning, I start with warm water and lemon, which melts belly fat. You heard me right. Water, hot water with lemon, first thing in the morning, as hot as you can stand it, of course, melts body fat. Thank me later. Thank me later. I also put a little cinnamon in it and ginger, which are excellent for digestion as well. And then to the things that you really do want to start trying to eat. You want more fruits and vegetables. Myself, I am currently more of a plant-based eater. I do not do red meats. I haven't done red meats, I think, in 20 years. Pork specifically, I've not done in 30 years. I literally get physically ill if I try to eat pork. And that was, again, about 20, 25 years where I tried to eat something pork based or didn't know that it was pork based and accidentally ate it. And it made me physically ill. If I want a burger or something like that, it is usually something that is plant-based, that is made from legumes or, tofu of some sort, black beans. Yes, you can get burgers made that way that are plant-based. Lots of places. Now, when I say plant-based, many people, they balk at eating plant-based. But I tell you what, the moment that I stopped eating even chicken, I realized that I had more options, more food options, more entree options, and my plate was more colorful. I actually have 2 books that I swear by that have really taught me how to be a really good plant-based eater. This one is called Unbelievably Vegan, and it's by Charity Morgan. Charity Morgan is an incredible plant-based, vegan-based chef. Her husband, I don't know if he's still playing, but her husband is a former NFL player, and she's featured in the documentary called Game Changers. Go watch that documentary, Game Changers. You can find it on Netflix. You can also find it on Amazon Prime as well. Really was a game changer for me in terms of the variety that you truly can have when trying to eat as a vegan or eating a plant-based lifestyle. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. There was this experiment that she did that is featured in Game Changers with her husband's team. I forget who he played for. And his entire front line, defensive line. A lot of them were suffering from ailments and things like that. Football players, it's a tough, rough sport. A lot of them were suffering from, broken bones that had been repaired, aches, pains, poor sleeping habits, you name it. She did an experiment, an eating-based experiment with them where she fed them a regular, traditional, American diet 1 week or a couple weeks. And then the next couple weeks, she fed them a plant-based diet. When she switched them over to the plant-based diet, they slept better, they healed better, they recovered better from practice and from games. I mean, they had a whole host of benefits that came out of being plant-based eaters. And all of them to this day are still on a plant-based diet. Even as an athlete, you're absolutely correct in thinking that, yes, as an athlete, you can still be a plant-based eater. Trust me on that. I've been doing it for some time. And then this one, the Complete Plant-Based Cookbook. You can find both of these on Amazon or wherever you get your books. But these 2 books, again, simple, flexible, very good, user-friendly recipes that you can put together. Look at this one on the front cover. You see that? Tacos, right? You'd be surprised what you can replace with meat as a plant-based eater. This particular book has over 500 recipes in it. So check it out. I think you'll like it. I was pleasantly surprised. Again, I swear by it. If I am having a little, lull in my eating and I'm getting a little bored, I just refer, that's like my plant-based diet. I just refer to it or Charity Morgan's book. And inevitably, I'm like, oh my God, I didn't see this one. And I'll try something different. A plant-based diet is a lifestyle for me, and I'm totally used to it. You can do it too. I really want you to consider trying it. If you are struggling with losing weight, if you are getting to a place where you're going through the menopause, perimenopausal period, and you cannot get the weight off, or you've seen an influx in weight gain as a result of the perimenopausal or menopausal stations in life. Protein sources. Many people think that there are not really good protein sources. There is a misnomer about getting your protein from meat. That is absolutely not true. Where do you think the animals get their protein from? Think about it. Animals get their protein from plants. Yes. Go watch Game Changers. I'm telling you, it will change the way that you look at food, right? So I would say that not only am I a plant-based eater, but I'm more of a pescatarian. And just a little educational note for you. Pescatarian comes from the word pesce. Pesce in Italian means fish. So that is where the word derived from. So I am more of a pescatarian because, again, being from Louisiana where fish is plentiful, I can't stop eating my chicken of the sea. So I really do enjoy fish from time to time, particularly salmon. I really love Chilean sea bass, which is a bit costly. So you have to eat that, sparingly. That really can be pricey. As well as shrimp. I do crab and I do tuna. Every Wednesday when I leave my gym, remember I told you there's a Marshall's right next door to my gym? Same parking lot. Well, just on the other side of that is a Sprouts. And there is this cute little Asian lady in there that makes fresh sushi every Wednesday, and it's always on sale on Wednesday. So that is my little guilty pleasure after the gym on Wednesdays after my yoga classes is I do a little shopping at Marshall's and then I head on over to Sprouts to get my weekly sushi fix. So think about that. Just think about it. I know a lot of people do not like the whole raw thing where sushi is concerned, but you can get sushi that is prepared, that is actually cooked. You don't have to get it raw. There are different options. Like I get a mango roll that has shrimp in it instead of, raw tuna or raw salmon, and it is to die for. And she sees me, she knows what I like, and she'll even, if, they're out of my favorite, she'll make it fresh for me right on the spot. So that's a favorite of mine to do on Wednesday. So fish. I am more of plant-based and pescatarian. And then we are moving on. Have you heard the term motion is lotion? It is. Fitness. You cannot exercise your way, though, out of a bad diet. I will repeat that. You cannot exercise your way out of a bad diet. That is why it is pivotal that you hone in, you zero in on what works for your body optimally in terms of eating habits, like what those things that you like, those things that you don't like, to really curate a more holistic, preferred type of eating for your lifestyle. So think about that. But again, you cannot out-exercise a bad diet. But you have to move. You have to move. And I'm going to give you this statistic. Again, do not take my word for any of this. Look it up. Do your own research. I would say that your diet, what you look like, about 70% of it has to do with how you eat. The other 30% is exercise. Exercise. So you can be in the gym all day long, every day, 5, 6, 7 days a week. It does not matter if your diet is poor, but you need to move. It is imperative that you move. One of the, again, epidemics in this country is overweight and obesity amongst our people in particular. Again, at large in the country, but specifically in the African American community. We do not move enough. I know, again, our lifestyles are busy. Everybody's lifestyle is busy, but it's got to be like brushing your teeth. You have to put time and effort and prioritize moving. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be in the gym every day, all day long. You simply must find something that you like to do that causes movement and do it. Now you have to put some intention into it. You can't be like punking out, okay? You cannot, and I'm not trying to offend or anything, but there is nothing more gangster and more satisfying than being able to show up confidently in yourself and in the skin that you're in your body, and know that the vessel, the temple, that you are walking around with, you have put time and effort into what it looks like, into its running optimally, into caring for it in the best way possible. We are so sedentary now. Video games, we have all forms of entertainment we can imagine on television. I love to binge watch a great show from time to time. I don't really have enough time now since starting this channel. I literally went from retiring to get some rest to starting this channel. So I didn't really have a lot of downtime, to do it. But I don't regret it. I don't regret it. You need to do something like walking. You need to do something like, even gardening is a good one. If you are just starting out, but you just want to start moving, doing something that you're interested in or that brings you joy, that doesn't really feel like exercise. You can do running outdoors so that it's more scenic and you're not stuck with the stale vision of being on a a treadmill in the gym. You can play tennis. We have a tennis court here in my community. People are always out there playing tennis. You can go bike riding, or one of my favorite, yoga. I am a yoga enthusiast and practitioner. It is my thing right now, not just yoga, but hot yoga. This is the 2100 asanas that I follow, which is really like my yoga Bible at this point. You see that there? I bought this. You can also pick this one up on Amazon. This one is by Daniel Lacerda. Look at that. Daniel Lacerda. But this is where all of my yoga movements come from. If I am practicing at home and not in an actual class, which is one of the reasons why I really love yoga, is you really can get a wonderful workout in, whether you are in the gym doing it. There are different versions or varieties of yoga, but I am a true yoga practitioner. I love specifically hot yoga. Hot yoga also can reset the metabolism. Little cheat for you there of those of us that are suffering and dealing with the menopause and perimenopausal effects at this time. But even more so, one of the most important things, again, because I know the demographic that I'm dealing with and that I'm speaking to, it is imperative that you weight train. It is imperative that you weight train. Now, I see on my back panel about 70% of you from the ages of 40, actually it starts at 35, 70% of you, 35 to 65 plus, are female. Okay, I can also see your ages. I can. So I want you to be ready for this information that I'm getting ready to give to you right now. Very important. Did you know, and I hope some of you did, and that I am just repeating to the masses, but for those of you that don't know, perimenopause actually starts in your 30s. It starts actually 30 to 35. You only notice it when the symptoms have gotten so bad that it drives you to the doctors to finally do something about it. Or you don't do anything about it at all. You just suffer in silence, or you accept all of the trials and tribulations that come along with the perimenopause and menopausal period. Yeah. You don't have to deal with it. You are Michael Jackson. You are not alone. Okay. I digress. But you are not alone. You are not alone. I had the unfortunate experience of being thrust into perimenopause at 38. I was competing in bodybuilding and fitness. You all know I have touted many, many times before that I have competed in bodybuilding and fitness for about 10 years. I was competing at that time. It was actually my last show, the reason I quit competing in bodybuilding and fitness. And I had, a mishap, an unfortunate incident where I had an ectopic pregnancy that ruptured into my fallopian tubes and burst into my stomach. And I bled out 4 liters into my abdomen and almost died. My appendix ruptured the same day. Sent me into early menopause, perimenopause, but it was quick, fast, and in a hurry. I was in optimal shape. I had just finished a competition. I had qualified for nationals in New York. I was going to do my first national show, but my body had other plans. Yes, absolutely. Didn't know that I was pregnant. Again, I was competing. I was fit. I think I had about 8% body fat at the time. Again, I had just come off of a competition that I had placed very well in that qualified me for nationals. So I was not trying to, I was revving up. I was getting ready to start doing something, and I was competing at the amateur level, but that national show would have qualified me for professionals. But body put a hold on that, and I was thrust into the throes of perimenopause again rather quickly. I was a gym rat as well. I was addicted to the gym, and I had to stop. The doctor was like, first of all, you were in such fabulous condition. You had been, the doctor saying this to, shares with me that I had been bleeding internally for weeks and I didn't know it. I thought that because I had just come off of a bodybuilding and fitness show, that it was just my system re-regulating itself. Of course, many of you know what amenorrhea is. When a woman's body fat goes so low, you stop having your menstrual cycle. But when you start eating regularly again and putting some weight back on, then your menstrual cycle comes back and you have some spotting and bleeding because your menstrual cycle is trying to re-regulate itself. So I thought that's what it was. My husband and I went to the Essence Fest in New Orleans. I'm living in Colorado at the time, but we decided, okay, as a celebratory thing, coming off this great show and this win of mine, that we were going to go to New Orleans for Essence Fest, and had a great time. We had just come back from there. I am literally in my office, and I had this break where I felt my stomach filling up with some liquid. It was very quick. There was a rush, a gush of liquid filling up in my stomach, and I didn't know what it was. One thing led to another. I'm hospitalized. Again, my appendix ruptured the same day, the same moment, and ended up hospitalized. And needless to say, I've never competed since then, but I have always been into health and fitness again since then. I felt so bad because I didn't get into the gym and blah, blah, blah. And the doctor was like, first of all, you need to give yourself a moment, a reset, which is essentially what I had to do. But in the reset, I fell into the throes of perimenopause and had a horrible time with it, Yes, I gained weight. I am going to put a magazine article that I did in Muscle and Fitness, hers, up here for you to see. I ballooned, again, I'm 5'2.5". I ballooned up to 175 pounds at the time, and on my 5'2" frame was horrible. I was miserable. I was depressed. I literally said to myself, there's no way I'm going to live the next chapter of my life like this. I had to find out exactly what was going on with my body and do something about it, which led to the research that I finally fell upon with the WHI, Women's Health Initiative, that quite literally saved my life. The book by Dr. Christiane Northrup. If you've not heard of her and you're dealing with perimenopause and menopause, I suggest that you look her up quick, fast, and in a hurry. She was a lifesaver for me. Yes, super important. Women who are in the perimenopause, menopausal stages, that you weight train. Weight training is so imperative for us. And at this stage, weight training is important at any stage. It really is in your adult years. Super, super important. But weight training is particularly important for women going through the perimenopause, menopausal state, because it wards off osteoporosis. You don't want to be walking over hunchback and things like that. Having problems with bone structure, aches and pains, which again are symptoms of menopause. Your hormones are fluctuating, yes? And that is where all of these symptoms are coming from, because your hormones are not regulated anymore. You're either lacking something or you have too much of something, or both. There are many, many, many options for you out there. One of the number one leading causes of death in the elderly is having died from falls, from having brittle bones, and particularly in the hip area. So weight training is specifically important to keep up that musculature in the body. And it just keeps you looking youthful and strong and vibrant. You know, like I said, just that you have this vitality about you. I love it. There is nothing like zoning when you are weight training. Nothing like it in the entire world. But I like extremes. You know, someone that my whole life is an extreme, essentially, having been in niche forms of music like avant-garde jazz, real jazz, or opera specifically. Those are niche. I like niche things that set me apart from the regular populace, you know, things that push my personality, that push me to extremes. I like finding new levels of myself. I like digging deep. I like finding those spaces that force you into another level and living another existence in your character and character building that helps you to figure out who you are. Let me tell you, when I was competing, my trainer at the time, I used to have to lunge up this incline. My gym sat on a corner and there was an incline there, and he used to make me lunge that street on the corner up this steep incline holding a 45-pound plate. I was competing at the time, so I was putting on muscle. I needed the muscle, but it was gangster. I hated it, but I loved it at the same time because it stretched me and it grew me in ways that I had not been stretched and grown. I think there are key moments in my life where I can look back and say, this stretched me, this grew me, like having a child, you know, birthing a child, or, staying up all night to finish a thesis or something in university. But weight training, you got to dig deep. Yes, I am not going to lie to you. I am not going to pussyfoot around with you and say that it is easy. It is not easy. It is hard. Anything worth having or worth doing in life is hard. Get used to it, but get on it, because your body is the only temple that you will ever have. And you want to be able to say that you did the doggone thing in the best way possible. Again, I feel great at my age, and I want you to feel as well and look as well as I've been able to. And I want to provide you with the tools to be able to do that. Now, for women, I know a lot of women do not want to weight train because you think you're going to look bulky. Like, you're going to look, this is not bulky. This is not, looking too bulky or looking manly. I don't think it is. If you think it is, then I think you have a misperception of what it is to be fit and toned, not bulky. I don't like looking bulky or manly either. It's one of the reasons why I switched from bodybuilding to fitness and figure. There is a difference in the physique from one to the next. And I wanted to maintain my femininity, so I switched over to fitness and figure from bodybuilding. So for women, it takes you 2, 3, 4 times more weight and longer periods of time to put on the amount of muscle that it would take a man. Why? Because we have hormones that they do not have. We are not meant to naturally bulk up like that. Our bodies do not work that way. Our bodies do not work that in the same way. Okay. You want to be toned and fit. You just want to have a tight package, right? You just want to have broad shoulders. You want to have a presence and a fortitude about you when you walk into a room. You just want to feel good. Like I said, one of my favorite phrases is feel good about being in the skin that you're in. You really, really do. And to achieve that, you want to use lower weight and higher repetitions. Again, lower weight and higher repetitions is what gets you toned and fit, sort of what I look like at this point. I am currently 130 pounds, again, 5'2.5". I am a size 4 technically, but I generally speaking get a size 6 and just tailor it down. depending on the article of clothing, or if I'm not sure about the retailer that I'm shopping at. But you really do want to consider less weight, higher repetitions in whatever exercise it is that you're doing, so that you can maintain a toned physique. Again, I said to you earlier, move with intensity, move with intensity. It is also, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. If you're getting in the gym and you do not know what you're doing, you do not know proper form, you can hurt yourself if you do not have the proper form. If you do not have the proper form, you're wasting your time, because you're not doing to the muscle what needs to be done to grow it properly, or to make the body. There's a reason, there's some, you know what the term symmetry means, right? A balance in the body. There is nothing more than a beautiful physique that has symmetry to it. That comes from proper form and lifting properly when you are in the gym. So you have to be mindful about form. Don't just get in there and do anything willy-nilly, because again, you'll hurt yourself and you're wasting your time. Hydrate. You got to drink water. I said that earlier when we talked about diet. You must drink water if you're going to be working out, especially if you are in more humid, hotter climates. You have to hydrate. You have to replenish and refuel the body. Again, not just eating what needs to be eaten for optimal movement, for optimal production, for optimal performance, but you have to hydrate the body. Our bodies are majority water, mostly water. If you don't have anything in it, there's a whole host of things that will, your body, ways in which your body will let you know that it needs to be hydrated. Oftentimes, if you're thirsty, you should have had water long before that. You can get lots of weight. Look, you can go right on over to Marshall's and TJ Maxx and buy you some little single hand weights. You really do want to have weights in your possession that are between 5 and 12 to 15 pounds. Again, between 5 and 12 to 15 pounds. So you can buy individual handheld weights. I know you've seen them. You can get the little cutesy ones in Marshall's and TJ Maxx. You can get them in pink, and you can get them in purple. You can get them in this cute little green, mint green color. Get those. Start with those. The little handheld 5 pounds. You can get them in 8 pounds. 10 pounds, I think, are the heaviest. 12 pounds I've seen them in. But then once you get to 15 pounds, you got to start going to maybe like a Dick's Sporting Goods or an Academy, or place that specializes in selling weights to get anything higher than that. But as women, you don't want to go anything. You don't really need to do anything higher than 15 pounds. You really don't. To fatigue the muscle, you don't need to do anything, lift anything higher than 15 pounds. And you can achieve so much in terms of your weight training with your own body weight, depending on the exercise. You don't even need weights. Trust me, there are lots of options out there. So keep that in mind. You also want to do some cardio. Anything under 20-minute cardio sessions, you are wasting your time. Trust me, you have to do a minimum of 20 minutes. Not, again, with intensity, not playing around. You need to break a sweat or you ain't doing nothing. Some cardiovascular options are, again, running. As I said earlier, you can do the cross trainer. You can do a stair stepper. You can do the treadmill. You can do a rower. Specifically here at home, I have an entire gym set up here. With a stair stepper, we have a cross trainer, we have a rower. There's lots of options out there. Just move. You must move. Motion is lotion. Motion is lotion. You got to be ready for it. And I just want to read something to you really quickly. I was on Instagram the other day, and I follow this page that specializes in hormone replacement therapy for women. And I didn't even realize who the page was being run by, but the question that was posed to the Instagram post was, how many of you have problems with these problems? And it bulleted, some options. These problems with perimenopause and menopause. How many of you have these problems? And I said, all of the above. Everybody has all of the above. Generally speaking, there are some, that some people experience more than others, and then some not at all. But there are some general guideposts to if you're going through perimenopause and menopause. I'm sure you know what that is. It's been very prevalent in this day and age in terms of what to look for. The symptoms, they're easily Googleable. Okay, but check it out if indeed you think you may be going through the perimenopause, menopausal phase at this point. But I want to read something to you in terms of what my response was, because initially when I answered the post, I said all of them. The author of the page actually replied back and said, well, what did you do? Help us, tell us exactly, because I checked your page out and you look amazing. There's no possible way you could be going through perimenopause, menopause. And I was like, yeah. Yes, I am. But I was willing to do the research and figure out what I needed to do to mitigate those circumstances, because I did not want to live the rest of my life in the throes of this totally manageable situation that was just never taught to me or my mother or my mother's mother, and so on and so forth. And I want to be able to pass this information on to my daughter, which I have, as I'm sure you will want to do with your daughter as well, because knowledge is power. But again, this was my response. I'm going to read it to you. When he asked me, what did I do? So I said, number one, have your hormones tested with an actual doctor who specializes in natural hormone replacement therapy, HRT, hormone replacement therapy, but natural hormone replacement therapy. Many times we go to the doctors, side note, and the doctors are testing you based on some catch-all, some bucket and where you're measured in this percentile. If your symptoms aren't this bad, then you're not going through this. Or if it's not your thyroid, which is mostly all they will test you for, generally speaking, is your thyroid, if you're female. Yeah. So if you don't request that your estrogen be checked, your progesterone, and contrary to what you might think, your testosterone, because testosterone is important for women as well, and your DHEA levels, they will not check them for you, not at your regular practitioner. Okay. Remember that. This will help you determine via blood testing. Again, a doctor who specializes in hormone replacement therapy will help you determine through blood testing which hormones your body is currently deficient. This will then aid the doctor in creating a bioidentical hormone replacement therapy, which will recalibrate, rebalance your hormone levels, i.e. estrogen, estradiol, testosterone, progesterone, DHEA, thyroid, so on and so forth. Cut out the sugar and the flour-based anything. Try going plant-based for a minimum of 3 to 6 months. This will help to reduce belly fat. Exercise. Light to medium weight training and brisk walking are imperative for us perimenopausal women. However, you cannot exercise your way out of a bad diet. To get the maximum benefits of exercise, you must clean up your diet for better sleep, in addition to aid from your new bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. Stretching before bed and deep breathing do wonders for more restful, recuperative sleep cycles. Additionally, look into a DMI, an ethically sourced supplement to aid in appetite suppression, mood, brain function, brain fog, etc. There are many good cost-effective options on Amazon. I hope this helps. That was my reply. I hope this helps you as well. Now, on to, just quickly, again, this video is already gone to 58 minutes. I knew it was going to be long, but we're going to do it here. I am wearing really some body-friendly options for the gym. I don't want you not going to a gym to have anything to do with you not having anything to wear. There are so many options out there. I'm going to pop some styles for you on the screen that I am going to style for you, in addition to what I am wearing right now, which you can see on the screen, video, photos here. Yeah. See? Now, the set that I'm wearing right now is just essentially, I prefer tops like this that really suck you in, that are medium to heavy weight, that really do cinch the girls in, because I am always bouncing around on the floor some way, somehow, especially where yoga is concerned, where you have to be very flexible. And I'm usually doing headstands and all sorts of movements that call for strength and flexibility. So you want to get some really good structured medium to heavyweight tops to hold the girls down. Same with your bottoms. Yes. Again, you can see on the screen. If you're going to be walking outside, get yourself some sort of hat here. I walk outside a lot. I have, in addition to my yoga and weight training, I have a walking group. So some of my yoga ladies, one of my yoga ladies in particular, started a walking group. I have a beautiful park that literally is just adjacent to my community. And all of my gym is literally 2 miles up the street from my home. So all of the ladies that I gym with, or yoga with in particular, hot yoga, we all see each other and live in similar adjacent neighborhoods. So we choose this park and we do an incredible walk on Friday mornings at 9 a.m. And everybody is always geared up in, some form of visor and glasses. So get yourself some visors, get yourself some fanny packs. Yes. These I purchased all of these actually on Amazon. I will link a lot of them for you in the description. I will also have a lot of them in my LTK store, my Like to Know store. Tons of these. I have this in gray and this one in black. I also travel with this one. I also have this one. It's a beautiful little leather fanny pack. I travel with this one quite often as well. Usually I have money and my passport in here around my waist. I had this one custom made for me on Etsy, a vendor on Etsy. You can find some wonderful vendors on Etsy, fabulous, particularly from the Ukraine. There's one other place, Ukraine and Poland, I have found incredible, and Japan, vendors on Etsy that just really make some custom items for you. But this has been fantastic for me. I've had this one about 20 years and it is stellar. But in terms of athleisure wear that are really body friendly for any body type, I have so much. I pulled a lot of stuff for you here. Oh, I also have this little fanny pack here. Yeah, this one is a cute one. This is more of an athleisure look for you. And I actually pulled this with these wonderful little python print sneakers here from Zara that I have. These are brand new. I have not worn these yet. I got these from Old Navy. Old Navy. Look, when it comes to gym wear, I don't spend a lot of money on my gym wear, specifically because I am constantly sweating. I sweat a lot. And when you have sweat in the same material over a period of time, it begins to smell. So I like to get stuff that is really good. The quality is good, but that I don't feel bad about disposing of when it starts to retain the moisture in the material. And the place for that is Old Navy, baby. Old Navy. You can get some fabulous, fantastic deals at Old Navy where athleisure wear and athletic wear is concerned. And I really love these. You can get the matching trouser and jackets that go to these, as I'm going to show you now. We're going into fall, of course, soon. We still have a month left maybe 3 weeks or so left in the summer. We're heading into fall, my favorite time of the year. It's the most, not Christmas. It's the most wonderful time of the year. That is my fall. I love fall. But again, I digress. We are headed to fall. There are lots of options. Again, Marshalls, and TJ Maxx. You can also find some fantastic finds, fitness finds, to wear to the gym or doing a brisk walk outside or playing tennis. Again, fabulous options, again, for my go-to locations, like this set here that I purchased recently from Marshalls. There were like 4 different options in this 2-piece set. Again, there, right? So I have these in multiple colors, and I also have, let's see, where is this set here, which I have in multiple colors as well. You can see the gray one very good, so I'll show you that one. This is a 2-piece set from Amazon. These are really heavy duty and thick. I usually wear these on, again, those walking excursions on Friday mornings with my yoga girls, but super thick, durable, just very flexible. I like these because they have the little cinch in the back to really give you, you know, some cute booty action going on here. You don't have to be in the gym and look like, you know, you got rode hard and put away wet when you get up in the mornings to go to the gym. I do not wear makeup to the gym. I do not wear makeup to the gym. I better not catch you with makeup on in the gym. I only wear makeup for you all and if I'm on the stage, period. But yes, period. But you still want to be cute when you go to the gym, right? You want to be a little cute. You want to look like you put some thought into it. At least I do. And I don't like all the revealing stuff that you catch ladies unnecessarily wearing in the gym. You want to be comfortable and be able to do what you're supposed to be in there doing. But I have this set in black as well. I love these 2-piece sets that you can also dress up a little bit if you're going to be traveling. So these are great for traveling as well. I'm going to go through these a little fast because, again, it's been over an hour now and I want to be able to get all of this in for you. I actually have these 2 that I purchased recently from Amazon as well. These are some fabulous athleisure options for, again, walking outside. These are long pants here. Yep, this is a 2-piece set also. I love the ruching on the sides. Look at that. These come in a multitude of colors as well. Again, from Amazon. These were only, just like these, this entire set was $25 and these were $22, the entire set. I have this one in 3 colors, and then the 2 that I just showed you here, I have this one in 3 colors as well. More from Old Navy. These, again, trousers here, these athletic, look at that. And I really wanted to show you the sneakers. I have sneakers that go with each one of these. Look at I'm Converse ready, baby. I am Converse ready. What do you think about that? Super cute, right? Right? Look at and these fit more like a crop, as you can tell. This is more like a muted mauve, like a pink muted mauve, but just wonderful. These are leather Converse, or actually like a pink metallic Converse. I have about 4 or 5 of these. I also have these in this olive color. See here, I don't want it to wash out on the screen, but these are super cute, right? These are also leather, right? And then it has a little pink star on the back, but I love the lugged Converse options that came out a couple years ago. Just fabulous. And then I had that color in, and if you haven't noticed, a lot of these, maybe with the exception of the one that I just showed you, this pink mauve here, are colors that are trending for fall. Yes, we have all the berries. We have all the greens and olives. Of course, black is always trending, yes. And then brown, this chocolate brown, is trending for fall. All of the colors that are part of my regular color palette anyway and offerings. But this berry here, what? Shut up. How cute is that? With some super cute boots. Something that you can do just casual. Even if you're going to be doing like a lawn concert or something, you could wear this. I love the mock neck to the shirts here. These were only like $12 at Old Navy. Again, all of these are these two sets here, and then the brown trousers are Old Navy. Old Navy really can be your one-stop shop for any athleisure, athletic wear. Trust me on that, especially if you're going to be throwing them out a lot. Sneakers, I really do love Reebok. I'm a Reebok girl. I am not even a Nike girl. You want to have some good shoes. You cannot have your feet hurting if you're going to be weight training or doing any kind of running or, just vigorous activity. And again, we want to be fit for Florence, right? We want to be fit. Sharon and I were talking the other day, fit for Florence. And this is a great time to start your journey on health and wellness so that you can look fabulous when that June month rolls around and it's time for us to roll up in Florence looking hot. Okay? You got to be ready. So get yourself some great shoes as well. I have about 4 pair of these. I picked these up at Marshall's recently. This is my 4th pair, but I have 3 pair of them because they're so fantastic. They're only $29.99. That is not the regular price, but you remember that off-season thing? These are just wonderful. Look at these. Beautiful, beautiful. And I have different iterations of them, all in white, but some of them, the sole is a different color. The runner up the back is a different color. But again, these are Reebok. I'm a big Reebok fan. This is a Reebok here. I have these in about same color. I love the black ones. They're just so comfortable, a great walking shoe. Skechers, don't sleep on Skechers. It is a great alternative for an athletic shoe as well. I have a couple pairs of Skechers as well. These feel like a slipper. They fold very, very well. I will pop these on for yoga if it's chilly outside, but mostly for yoga, I wear my clogs. These are 100% leather clogs with a shearling in a footbed to it. And these are by St. Agni. They were very costly, very, very costly. Very costly, but I felt I wanted a great shoe for yoga so that I can just pop in and out of them, because in hot yoga, you do not wear shoes. So I know you guys are wondering, what is she doing with clogs in the gym? Well, because it's a special kind of floor where you do hot yoga and you cannot wear shoes inside the room. So I usually wear these clogs to my classes. They're super comfortable, very durable, incredibly well made. So if you're going to be doing something like that, get a pair that you can invest in, that you can wear for a long time. I've had these about 4 years and they're still going strong. Just fantastic. Again, by St. Agni. You also want to make sure that you have a good pair of weight training gloves. They're super inexpensive. Again, you can find them on Amazon. You can find them Marshalls, TJ Maxx for as cheap as $3.99, $4.99, $5.99. Very, very inexpensive. You want to make sure that you have a good towel with you, preferably something that is a dry fit of some sort, but some quality towels. I bought these. I have 12 to a pack from Amazon, and I have had them for forever. They're super durable. If you don't want to use weights, if you do not want to use handheld weights, there is an alternative. You can use bands like these. I keep these in my yoga bag. See these? So I'm sure you've probably seen these before. I have a 3rd one, but the 3rd one is a bit too light for me. It doesn't give me enough resistance. And my 3rd one is pink, but I keep the heavy one and the medium size in my bag because I usually do some stuff after I finish my hot yoga classes. But these are very good. Again, you can pick these up anywhere, sporting goods, Amazon, you name it. You can also find them again at TJ Maxx and Marshalls. Get stuff that will work for you, that will work for your lifestyle. Don't let your lifestyle be a deterrent to you getting in shape and getting active, because it matters. It really does to the longevity and well-being of your entire family. Because if you get sick, if you get hurt, it falls on your family members to help you and to assist you. And if you can avoid that, then you should do so, right? And besides, I want to leave you with this one tip where health, wellness, fitness is concerned. You can avoid over 50% of communicable diseases. Over 50% of disease can be avoided by just making sure that you have a healthy lifestyle. And that means diet and exercise. Those are great odds. Those are great odds, especially as someone who is adopted. I am always worried about what I do not know about my family genealogy, my family medical history, what phantom illnesses could pop up on me. So I'm always, any little thing I am at the doctor's about, or I research extensively. So part of me mitigating whatever could pop up in my family history is to just live a great, full, holistic, healthy, moving lifestyle. And I want the very same for all of you. I really do feel like I'm uniquely qualified to be able to discuss with you because I'm a Black woman. I'm a sister. Who cares about a sister? Right? I am definitely in the menopausal period. And I think I'm fighting it beautifully. I am managing it, not fighting it, because I don't feel like I'm fighting it anymore. But I'm managing it beautifully. And again, I want the very same for you. I have competed in bodybuilding and fitness for over 10 years. And also been a nutritionist. Part of my undergrad, I had a focus and a specialty in nutrition. So again, I'm uniquely qualified to discuss this with you. And yes, it's just my lifestyle. It's worked for me and I want it to work for you. If you have any additional questions for me, please leave them in the comments. Let me know if any of this was helpful for you. I hope that something in it will help you. You can take with you. Again, save this video for reference at a future date. But I just wanted to provide this much needed information for you because why? When we know better, we do better. But in the interim, please head over to Instagram and follow me there at Suits Souls by EPP. And if you're not already doing so, please hit that like and subscribe button for notifications on all new episodes. And be sure to check my travel playlist for the current video edition. Just a little update. Again, I'm going to be providing videos for you every other week of just little snippets and tidbits of travel information I think will be helpful for you. This one will be about, again, how to travel there and home. So be sure to check out that playlist. Again, the travel playlist for the latest update on our tour, The Five Senses of Florence, and our group, Sorelle, Suits and Souls, slated for June 9 through 15, 2025. But until we meet again, à bientôt, Muses! Bye!